Hey, this is Hellbilly with Rockstars Radio, and I'm talking to Brooklyn from Picture Me Broken. How you doing today?
Doing well, Hillbilly. How are you?
I'm doing awesome. So, how's the Seduce and Destroy tour going for you so far?
You know, it's wonderful. Picture Me Broken as a band is started at a very young age, so we've really only just begun doing any kind of extensive touring. So this tour was a huge opportunity for us to actually get in front of some crowds. And, you know, our band has gotten along with OTEP's crew so well. It's been such a pleasure sharing the road with her.
Okay, cool. Now, is this your all's first time in Dayton, Ohio?
It is not. We were here on our last tour with Affiance and Modern Day Escape and Deception of a Ghost, and this is actually our drummer's hometown, so it's always a good time coming here.
Right. Okay. So cool. So after the night in Dayton, where will this tour go from here?
Hell, I don't even know what state I am in the day of, but I believe. Let me think. I think it's Michigan. Next.
Michigan.
I want to say Michigan.
Mm-hmm. Michigan.
I know there's a couple more Ohio dates, but then we head to Michigan.
All right, cool. So now, how long has Picture Me Broken been a band anyway?
Well, actually, it was a project I started as a child. I was 12 years old, and obviously, when you start a project at such a young age, people are bound to evolve and choose different paths in life. So I guess I've just sort of nailed down my what I want to call my classic lineup. So for me, this project has been running 7-8 years, but this lineup is a recent evolution as of about a year and a half ago.
All right, cool. So now y'all EP Mannequins just was released not too long ago. So how was the fan reaction for the EP been so far?
It was kind of the debut for this lineup, so we're capable of so much more. We really just wanted to get out some music to hold over, those who listen to us. We're writing a whole new set of songs, and we have a bunch of songs already in the can, but we kind of wanted to give fans a taste of things to come. Right. And we're pretty proud of it, and it's been a good time, and we got to work with David Bendith, who's an absolutely incredible producer.
All right, cool. So now, what's y'all's songwriting process is it like for y'all? Is it a band effort, or if it's a group effort and all that, or individual?
The songs are primarily written by Dante Phoenix and myself, but all band members do contribute to the writing process. Every song comes about differently, but I guess after this last writing process, we realized that the best way to write is to come up with a concept, lyrics, and vocal melody first, and then compose the music around it as sort of a soundtrack to what the message is.
Now, is there a song that you've written in the past, not just off this EP, but in previous ones, that you maybe feel closer to than other songs that you've written?
I think our song Skin and Bones off Wide Awake has to be one of the closest songs to me, just based on the reactions. Even on this tour, young girls especially always come up to me and tell me how that song helped them get through something they were struggling with, and that always, that's the most fulfilling thing as a musician.
All right, cool. So I noticed too that y'all got a video about to come out for Torture. So can you give like what people can expect from the video?
Absolutely. I mean, we think that a lot of rock music has become so boring in recent times, and people have been afraid to push the envelope and really go over the top. And we want to be a theatrical visual rock band as well as a band that's sonically intricate. So I guess with this video, we wanted to create something that was very cinematic, and we had the pleasure of working with Patrick Fogarty, who's an incredible director I never expected we'd work with, but he hit me up on Twitter, and I guess when we had a meeting in North Hollywood, where we're from, it just gelled so well that we were all ready to go tackle an ambitious concept. So be ready for something that's very fast-moving and action movie, James Bond-esque. It was a blast. I think I'm more proud of that video than anything we've released thus far.
Right. I saw the little teaser on Facebook, and I'm sitting there like going, what?
What are they doing? I know.
It's like only like 30 seconds, I believe.
It was a very action-packed 30 seconds, as it is a very action-packed 3.5 minutes, and we can't wait to unveil it.
Right. When will it be released? Do you know yet?
It's going to be released we have a very, very big announcement coming up that is a huge accomplishment for this band, so we wanted to release the video around the same time that we make that announcement.
All right, cool. So what kind of inspired you being a musician anyway when you was younger?
I stumbled upon a few artists who inspired me. I guess when I was about 10 years old, I stumbled upon AFI, Sing the Sorrow, Art of Drowning, and they remain my favorite band at this day. And I kind of became interested in more dark, cryptic lyrics and a more aggressive sound. I know when a few years later I attended a Green Day show at SVC Park. It was my first arena show, and I thought it was the most magical thing I'd ever seen at the time. And I thought, why do anything else? And I guess at the time I'd been classically trained on piano for several years, and music was always something that I adored. Performing was something that I adored, and writing was something I adored. So I could marry the three by sort of being, a front person and a lyricist and a writer and a singer.
All right, cool. So what do you think is some of the biggest challenges to overcome as being a musician nowadays in this industry?
There are so many challenges. I mean, we always talk about we've had our faces rubbed in dirt so many times. We have gone through hell and back. So I guess if you really want to do this, you have to sacrifice everything. You have to be slightly deranged to put up with it. I mean, there will be days when you wake up with crusted hairspray and makeup in your van, and the only food around is fast food, and you're in the middle of freaking nowhere. You have no money, you have no anything, but you're just stoked on the possibility of winning over a few fans at your next show. And it's really you gotta love the music more than anything and be able to go through everything it takes and be committed. I mean, like I said, I've been doing it for 8 years, and I think just now we're starting to get in front of people. Just now we're starting to get the kind of opportunities. So you really just perseverance. It's everything.
All right, cool. So can you give any advice to the younger musicians, or what's the best advice you got to pass down when you just...
You know what? I want to say that don't worry about business logistics so much. Just create beautiful art, do what you love, convey the message you want to convey. And I see so many young musicians coming up to me and stressing about managers and labels and all that hoopla. Honestly, just make what you want to make, say what you want to say, and maybe worry about a lawyer and a booking agent when the time comes.
Right. Cool. So now, is there any pre-rituals you got to do before hitting on stage, before you start singing? And also, does being over here in the really cold weather, does it affect your voice any?
I hate the cold. I've been a California girl my whole life, and my whole band hates the cold, and we're always like bitching about it. Other East Coast bands are like, what are you talking about? Yeah. But I guess to keep healthy, we all do, we'll take emergencies, and we'll double the packets, so we'll do like 2 in the morning and 2 at night. That's a lifesaver. And then I'll warm up my voice pretty extensively because I do really aggressive vocals, and if I don't warm up, it's just not gonna happen. I think all singers need to warm up.
Right. Now I know you got a great voice. I love it to death. What kind of did you have any vocal lessons or anything like that?
I was self-trained for the longest time. I wasn't able to sing until I was literally in my band, and then I kind of belted some parts on Stairway to Heaven and Heart music. I love Heart's music, and I guess I was pretty raw for a while, and I had the problem that a lot of singers have where there's a break between chest voice and head voice, so I had to really nail down that technique, and then I wasn't really enlightened until I worked with a vocal coach named Rocio Guitard. And I guess if you find a vocal coach who really speaks your language, vocal lessons are certainly necessary, but a lot of times I say vocal lessons are overrated unless you find that person who's like your vocal Buddha. Right. You gotta find, and you never know where you're gonna find them. And I tried so many until I found her. So I guess I try to visit her whenever I can, and I do her warm-up tapes whenever I can.
All right. So I mentioned of Heart real fast. I know I play on my shows all the time, and on the station, Crazy on You, you cover that. What made you decide to cover that song?
We're a band, kind of breaking in a scene where a lot of people don't capitalize on musicianship anymore, and it's all about the gimmicks and the scene and the all that BS. So we really wanted to do something that was going to be a challenge for us. We wanted to do something that was going to test us, and we basically were like, okay, we need something that's instrumentally complicated and vocally impossible. So I'm like, Heart. Ann Wilson, can't fuck with her. So we definitely wanted to work out some crazy arrangements, Crazy on You. We're not finished with it yet. Actually, we get such a good reaction from it on tour that we want to rearrange it and go into the studio and record a formal version. Right. So that's gonna be fun. I think we just chose it because we wanted something ambitious and fun, and it's just such a rock anthem.
All right, cool. So if you had a choice whether to be in the studio or stage, which would you prefer?
I change that answer so often. It depends on the particular experience. I do adore the studio. It's a chance to really, your voice is all rested. You can make the perfect environment and really just shine and be the best you could possibly be. But by the same token, the live shows are extremely rewarding because you're right there with the crowd, and you know, that's the real test of if you've got the chops, I think, is on stage and live. And when you don't have a million tries to do it, you don't have all the bells and whistles. So I think becoming a good live band, that's the greatest thing you could possibly accomplish.
All right, cool. Now, describe your live performance. If nobody's ever got to see Picture Me Broken live, describe it within 3 words. What 3 words would they be?
Energetic rock and roll. Rock and roll. There we go. That's 3 words, correct?
Yeah, right. Awesome, yeah.
I snuck the in there the first try.
Awesome. So what's all in store for Picture Me Broken for the summer and through the fall of 2013?
I wish I could tell you what's in store for the summer, but it's something extremely exciting. Just be ready. I guess we're also, a lot of people are expecting a full length, and we were supposed to have one out, and, like any young band, we've gone through a few messy business hardships that we're kind of trying to sort out, and honestly, if it was up to us, we'd have had an LP out by now, but we're just trying to be really smart about things and working some things out on our end, but we're definitely looking to just keep improving upon that full length, and we're writing for it right now, and hopefully we're going to be able to get that out this year.
All right, cool. So what all sites can listeners find Picture Me Broken at?
We primarily function from our Facebook page, facebook.com/PictureMeBrokenBand. We use Twitter from time to time, and all the individual band members have, Twitters and Instagram, etc. We'll probably have a band website pretty soon, but for now, Facebook.
Cool. So what do you think about social media sites? Does it help a band out, or as Facebook and stuff?
I think it's a blessing and a curse. I think a lot of the recent surge of social media popularization in music has made it very oversaturated, but it's also made it very competitive. Right. It's made fans be able to access any kind of music anytime they want, and you can reach your fan base, and if you live in some podunk town in the middle of nowhere, you'll have a chance to have people discover you, which is a beautiful thing. You don't have to move to Hollywood like you did in the 80s. Right. But there's also, with the surge of the internet, a lot of people you got to sort through a lot of BS, to right. find what's there, and some people get a little too wrapped up in the numbers game on social media, and really just be a great band. Right. It's not about that, but right. If you can use the tool to your advantage, by all means, use it.
Right. Now, why did you name your EP Mannequins? Is there a story behind that?
It's really interesting that you would ask that. We're actually kind of talking about that in this interview. I think that it represents a couple things for us. I think that the industry has become very sterile due to social media, due to technology like Pro Tools. I think that the authenticity of rock and roll has been somewhat lost because of the overwhelming amount of technology that makes what we do somewhat easier. And I think a lot of people are using it as a crutch, and therefore it's become mannequin-esque, sterile plastic. And I guess we're kind of a band that doesn't want to go that route. And then I guess if you look at the album cover, it features surgical lines on the face, and we have gone through some experiences in the last year where where people have tried to cut us up, so to speak, and alter us cosmetically, aesthetically, and sonically. So I guess we're kind of poking fun at that notion with Mannequins, and we're kind of showing that we want to be an authentic rock band. We want to be a band where it's not just about the singer, a band where it's about musicianship, and it's 4 superheroes coming together and, creating music and being real about it.
Right. Cool. So now how is the LA scene over there now with the music, like rock and metal? Is it like a big jumbled mess, or is it still...
There's a lot of music in LA, yes, but I wouldn't necessarily call it a scene. I think everybody, people move to LA because of networking opportunities, and you can, for instance, we were able to meet Patrick there and go and grab a meeting with him down the street because we lived in the same area. I think that's pretty much the only advantage there is to living in LA nowadays. It's not necessarily that you're part of any sort of musical community because, with the internet, I don't think that there is so much of a local music scene anywhere. I think everybody is aware of everyone everywhere. Right. So it's doesn't even matter where you live. And I guess we get to meet a lot of cool people in LA and cool musicians, and there's obviously some great local bands. Right. But I guess LA it's good for networking. I wouldn't say it's a scene.
Cool. I just want to say thank you so much for talking to me today. Really appreciate it and finally get to meet you. But I got one more question. I'll let you go. What does music mean to you?
I think music represents positivity and hope. I think that it is an outlet, and it's very therapeutic for people. And I think that is essentially why, musicians will endure this masochistic industry, because there is a light at the end of the tunnel, and it is something that is very beautiful and positive for people.
Cool. Thank you so much.
Thank you. This is Brooklyn Allman from Picture Me Broken, and you're listening to Rockstars Glued Radio.
But I can't recreate the blood beneath my skin and the errors of my fate. I can't escape this mask because the mask is wearing me, and I don't accept the symptoms of my insecurities. I love how you hate me, torture and break me, 'cause I am not kind to the world inside. Hate me, hold me, embrace me, and leave my life tonight. I love how you hate me. This mirror gave me an infection, mental devils draining me, waging war 'cause my reflection is the enemy